Okay, guys, just give me a minute. I'm coming. Just give me a minute. All right, guys. You guys here? Is everybody here? You guys, you see what I got up on my screen? Hello, 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 people. Hey, Sharon. Let me let some folks in. Hey, you guys see what I got on the screen, don't you guys? You guys see what I got on the screen? It's this transcript. It's this transcript since they call us a liar. It's this transcript. Tanya says, Sylvia got the transcript. Oh, shit. Hold on, let me let Dom in because Dom is going to read for me. Dom is going to read. Dom is my darling going to read. Hey, because you know they call us liars. You know that, right? They call us liars. They call us liars. I had to put my watermark on that. Shout out to my sis, Randa, because I don't want nobody stealing my content. It costs us money to get this transcript. It costs us money. we had to put our thing out there because these folks, you know how they are. You know how they are, guys. Come on, Dom. Let's get in here, y'all. We got 84 in the chat. Can we get some likes up in this bitch? Stop. Let me stop. Okay, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. All right, there go my Dom. My Dom is coming in. Hey, Dom.
Yo.
Hey. Shout out to all the people who made this happen. We're gonna
right.
All to the folks that made this happen. You know, we are on it.
Facts. Yeah, it's just funny too because you know, last week when we came on or whatever, when it happened a few days ago, and we were talking about it, and he tried to debunk and tried to say we was lying about what the judge said, and you can't debunk what the transcript say.
Yeah,
we didn't make this.
This is the transcript, y'all. This is the transcript. You know, let me go put on the next one overlay. Hold on a second, so you guys can see that we ain't lying. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on. Oh, there go the end of it, isn't that?
Yeah. Also, too, I hope everyone had a good Mother's Day.
I did. I relaxed.
You guys are just chilling, yeah.
Yeah. So this is U.S. versus Larry L. McGee, defendant. If you guys could see, and he has the probation office, Daniel Carney. So I'm gonna have my son to read this for you guys. Dom, let's concentrate on because it's a lot of pages, right? So let's concentrate on page 53, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the page we're gonna concentrate on. Huh?
Should I get it on my other phone?
Get it. I'm not gonna put it up on the screen because I don't want people to steal our stuff.
Give me a second. Almost.
Yeah, pull it from your phone.
Okay.
I do not want people to steal our stuff because, you know.
Right. 1 second. Let me grab
You're breaking up.
Yeah, I know. I'm leaving my house. Give me a second.
Okay.
All right. So let me turn on my other phone and I will read.
Yes. Thank you, Don, for being my volunteer. You know, since they say I can't read, so I'd rather get a reader, you know.
So he So he's
We got
gone,
102 people in the chat. Before you start reading, we need to get these likes up first. We need to get these likes up. Got to get the likes up, guys. If we could spend our money to get this thing information to you guys, the least you could do is get the likes up. We're not asking you guys to pay us.
We need 150. 150 likes.
We got 105 in the chat.
I know. I'm playing. I'm kidding, guys.
Nakia said, what?
I know. We'll be here all day. I'm kidding. Well, let me see. I'm getting it. 1 second.
Oh, Randa said, I will mess up the words. But hey, watch your mouth, young lady. Watch your mouth.
You know, we all make mistakes.
Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful, Randa.
Randa, we got to respect our elders.
Really dumb? Really dumb?
I'm kidding.
Really dumb?
I'm kidding, guys.
Hey,
I just know.
No, go ahead. Go ahead,
I just know. I don't think there's someone here to not debunk. Anyways, so I got.
And I really want you to get into the part about the part where they said the 72 hours. I'm just joking. Just joking.
I know, right?
Well, go ahead and read.
It's been 72 hours, right? Hasn't it been 72 hours?
I think so. I think so.
1 second. Let's see.
No, go ahead and start reading it on. I see you, person that just sent me a text. You guys are too much. They sending me texts left and right.
Y'all crazy.
All right.
1 second. I'm logging into the to my
okay.
thing.
So how's everyone doing? How's your Monday going so far? Mine's been busy.
Okay. So you said on which page? You said 58?
Randy, what page should he start on? I can't remember. No,
yeah, it's a lot. It's like 75 pages.
It's not 75 because the first 33 pages is blocked. It's been sealed. First 33 pages sealed. So start from page. I think Randa said from 50 something. Randa, what page should he start from?
And you know what's funny too? Sylvia, remember how in the beginning how they were blocking all that stuff? That's what the blank means.
Yeah, they blocked it. Yeah. Okay, Randa said start from 51.
It starts on page 34.
No, she said start from page 41.
51, okay.
41.
41, okay. All right. 41, which is investigate where it says first Miss Murphy. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is starting at page 41, United States District Court, Camden, New Jersey versus Larry McGee. Blowfish. First, Miss Murphy, I received a comprehensive sentencing memorandum and addendum from you as well in support of an anticipated departure. Are there any other written sentencing materials from the United States?
Sylvia.
So that's
hold
the
on.
I was just saying 41 and then 58.
41, 58. Okay. So those
let me make sure it's 58. Let me make sure it's 58. No, 53. I mean 53.
53. Okay. So 41 and 53.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm assuming that this is the judge talking to.
You should read the thing that says judge. It'll tell you where the judge is, sir.
Right. No, I know, but we're on 41. On 41, it starts off as Miss Murphy. So that's the judge speaking to the government's attorney. And he's saying, first, Miss Murphy, I received a comprehensive sentencing memorandum and addendum from you as well in support of an anticipated departure. Are there any other written sentencing materials from the United States? Then she responds, the government's attorney, Miss Murphy, and says, nothing further. The court says, all right. And I have a final written pre-sentence report dated January 13th, 2021. Is that the report you have? She responds, Miss Murphy says that is the report that the government has, Your Honor. The court, all right. Now there are, I believe, 2 issues where probation differs from the parties' plea agreement. And I believe that they are found at paragraphs 51 and 53, correct? Mr. Brownstein, which is his
It
attorney,
sounds better if
says yes, Your Honor.
take parts.
Hold on, and that's the page you should start
Okay,
at,
yes,
the
all good.
51.
So, yeah.
That's where they talk about the agreement, the 51 to 53.
Okay.
Brandon, you should
so
take
go to
apart.
page 51.
So
Okay.
we can know the difference.
No, Dom is doing good. I'm
Yeah,
about
so-
to drop to the chat.
I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot
Oh
I'm
my
live.
goodness. Okay. So it's just kind of tough because of the context. We don't know what they were talking about, but on page 51 it starts and it says his attorney says, "No, Your Honor." The court says, "Miss Murphy?" ? Miss Murphy says, "Nothing further from the government." And the judge goes, "All right, I'm going to add the 2 points and determine the adjusted offense level is a level 27. Probation concludes that Mr. McGee has accepted responsibility and did so in a timely manner. In fact, I'm told that he immediately cooperated with the government, with the United States in this case, and therefore I calculate the adjusted offense level as a level 24. So you guys heard that. He immediately cooperated.
Hold on, Dom. Let's stop because we don't have we got 135 people in the chat and only 67 likes. We're not gonna go anywhere.
Get those likes up, y'all. We need 113. We need 115.
We need to get the likes up. Also, we're not going anywhere.
Come on, y'all. Y'all here. Even his team. Y'all gotta hit the like button, or you're not gonna know what happened to your master.
We got 74 likes right now. We got we got 14 dislikes on here because I mean they up in here. They disliking it because we got the information and they didn't. That's what the dislike is all about.
But you know what's funny though? You want to know something funny? Now when the tables have turned, right? When he's saying all we're doing is reading R. Kelly's case, how do you guys hate us? Well, how do you guys hate us for reading his case?
Yeah.
It's the truth. It's what happened. And he's actually been convicted. So that's what he did. R. Kelly didn't do that. He's not convicted. So
okay, we got 82 likes. We need 113. Dom said 113. We're not gonna read. We're not gonna go one minute further because we already know the information. We have it here. We've read it. So it's you got to know. We already know.
Yep.
We were on the call and now we got the transcript.
You know.
And if you want to go get the transcript, you can go pay that $350.
Yeah, that stuff ain't free. So the least y'all can do is hit a button.
Hit a button. Hit a button. We paid for this. I'm not even looking at that. We didn't get this for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. Y'all listening to it for free.
It's funny. I see your what do you call it? Like the background picture that you put, and that shit was the thumbnail. That was hilarious. Yeah.
I saw that.
I was like, oh my goodness. Right. That is too funny. Man.
Well, you know what? You know what we could do, we could have our own little Zoom and pick the people we want to listen to it. Exactly. I mean, we can do it that way because obviously you guys are not trying to hear what happened.
Yeah, 88. I see 88 likes. What you got?
They got 21 dislikes. So if the dislike, you know what? I think what we should do. I think what we should do, we should go private. We should go private because obviously, since they keep these dislikes are in here, obviously they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. So we can go. I could do a Zoom.
92. We got 92. We almost there, y'all. Come on.
Because you're in my chat. I'm not in your chat.
Hey, right.
I could be
92. Come on, y'all. What's up, everybody in the chat? Larry the Rat. Hey. But what's crazy to me is had he came out as, I'm not a street dude. I'm a normal person, I work every day, I'm a normal civilian, then people won't look at you as a rat. You know, and that's why people had a problem with 6ix9ine, because he was a gang member. He's this, he's tough, he do, and then wants to rat, you know, and that's when you're considered a rat. And you know, McGee clearly made it clear, like, I'm a street dude. If I wasn't on papers, I'll show up to your house, blah, 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 whatever. You know,
they got 103. Got 103. We need 10 more.
10 more, y'all. We need 10
but
more.
Then look, we got 25 dislikes. The dislikes are going up too.
Right,
but
right.
in here. Why are you in here then? If you dislike, get out. Get out.
Haters.
I don't get it. I don't get it. You want to click in here, dislike, but then you in my chat.
Come on, we need 115.
Look, we paid some hard money for this thing here. You know,
man,
it was not cheap. And we got it right away for you guys. Instantly.
We had to. We had to, because we couldn't let what irritated me was I said literally verbatim what the judge said, like right shortly after the call. We went on live and stuff, and I basically told you guys exactly verbatim what the judge said. And then he, of course, wants to come on and say, oh, they lying and fabricating stuff as if that's not the truth. But now you, like I said, you can't debunk transcripts. Like, these are what happened in court where they're typing. When you're talking,
Randy said 115.
We at 115?
No, Randy said we need to go for 115.
Oh, 115, yeah. Yep.
We got more dislikes coming in. Well, obviously y'all don't want to hear it, so
112. We at 112.
No, we're not. My if I don't see it on my number, then it ain't true.
It ain't okay.
I see 111. I see 111.
111. Okay, you probably see something. I don't.
I see 111. I know, Anna, you see 113, but they must have changed it.
Okay.
Hey, Black Beauty. Yeah, I could go private with the people that I know, and we ain't got to do this on this live because we know the information. You guys want to know information.
What up,
especially the ones in the bushes.
Right.
2 more.
Come on, y'all. We almost there.
Look, I know yours might say 113, but yeah, mine say 113 now too. Mine has to match. Mine has to match.
Do you hear an echo?
No, You hear echo?
Okay.
Maybe it's just you. Mine still says 113. I know Anna, yours says it, but mine still say 113.
115, yeah. Mine says 115. But we could wait till yours,
matches up. Mine's not matching up. Gotta get the numbers up there, guys. 313 said now we need 125 because there's 142 people in the chat.
Right. 10 more. Come on, y'all. We could do it. This content ain't free. Yes. Coming out the bushes. Yes. It's the same.
Yeah, same info from. Yeah.
But what happens is you can't legally record the call. Of course you could, but if you were to release that, you will go to jail.
Yeah, you're in violation.
You'll go to jail. You know what I mean? So the reason why transcripts are better than a call, of course it's good to hear the call, but a transcript, you can actually physically see what was said. You can't dispute that. It's not like we're able to edit it, and manipulate it. That's what the judge, the courts, they have their little people on the docket typing. That's what it said, and debunk that. And that's what we're trying to show, that we weren't lying. We said we were lying about what we said, what happened on the call, if that makes sense.
I don't see 120. Y'all got we got it now, Dom. We got 126.
You got it? Okay. Here
but then we got 125 dislike.
Okay, let's see. Well, you let me know. When.
Randy, are we okay to go ahead on? Should we continue?
Let me know.
All right, go ahead, Dom.
All right. So this starting on, of course, there's probably 40 pages, but we're starting on page 51 Okay. And I'm gonna just give you guys the four characters in this case. Okay. So one is Mr. Brownstein, which is L's attorney, right? The rat's attorney. Then we have the court, which is the judge. And then you have Miss Murphy, which is the government's attorney. And then those are the three. Okay. And then obviously him, but he doesn't really say nothing. So here we go. Mr. Brownstein.
He does at
says,
the end.
"No, Your Honor."
You'll hear his story. You'll hear his story at the end.
Okay. So he's the fourth person. Okay.
Yeah.
So Mr. Brownstein says, "No, Your Honor." And then because the judge says, "Anything else, Mr. Brownstein?" Then he says, "No, Your Honor." The court, and then the judge says, "Miss Murphy." Miss Murphy responds, "Nothing further from the government." The court, or the judge rather. "All right, I'm going to add the 2 points and determine that the adjusted offense level is a level 27. Probation concludes that Mr. McGee has accepted responsibility and did so in a timely manner. In fact, I'm told that." Yeah.
No, some people took their likes away and put it in a dislike. They got 29 dislike right now.
Wow.
Oh, they funny.
127. We got 127 though. So
yeah.
So it's all good. So probation concludes that Mr.
Why do
McGee
I keep interrupting? Angela keep asking me, Miss Sylvie, why do you keep interrupting? Because I'm being petty.
Yeah, it's your channel. It's your channel.
I'm being petty. That's the answer, Angela.
It's all good.
She said she's gone. Have a good one then, Angela.
Get those likes up.
She said I'm gone. Okay, bye.
Right, it's your page. So here we go. Probation concludes Mr. McGee has accepted. In fact, do you hear an echo?
No, I don't hear an echo. Somebody keeps saying, Tisha said, Dom, just read. You know what?
Here we go. Okay, so probation concludes that Mr. McGee has accepted responsibility and did so in a timely manner. In fact, I'm told that he immediately cooperated with the United States in this case, and therefore I calculate the adjusted offense level as a level 24. Mr. McGee's criminal history is calculated beginning at paragraph 61. 1 point is assessed for an 11-year-old or so 10-and-a-half-year-old matter in Illinois, and that's the only point calculated. Because he has a 1 point criminal history score, he's in criminal history category 1. Those two things taken together, level 27 and rather level 24, did I say? Level 24 and a criminal history category of 1 means an advisory sentencing guideline range of 51 to 63 months. So, did y'all hear that? Because I remember that man saying last week, they said, 51 to 63, that's not true. What is this? What did I just read? They said because of his criminal history, and his score combined, that he would have to do a minimum of 51 to 63, which is what, 5 years, roughly 4.5 to 5 years. So other than the issue that the amount of the loss and vulnerable victim, are there any other reasons, any other objections to the report? And may I otherwise adopt it in full, Miss Murphy? And she responds, no objections from the government. Judge, Mr. Brownstein, nothing further, Your Honor. And then do you want me to continue reading or go to the that actual page, Randa?
I think she wants you to go to that page.
To the page? Okay. So it was what, 58, I think?
Yeah. Which page, Randa? No, go to page 51, she said.
51. That's what I just read, was 51.
That was 51?
Mm-hmm.
He just read 51, man.
And what's funny is he's always said, I've never been a criminal. I've never been to jail. Okay, so I'm going to continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then, this is 52. So then the judge asked his attorney, Mr. Brownstein, he says, nothing further, Your Honor. Judge, all right.
The parties rights with regard to the two calculations that I have determined are preserved. I'll adopt the findings of the pre-sentence report in support of those two specific offense characteristics. We then turn to step 2 of the sentencing process. The court has not provided any advance notice to the parties about its intention to depart on its own, and therefore will not depart on my own. I understand from a submission made to the court in camera that the United States has a departure motion. For the record, 5K 1.1 allows the court to consider any support for a departure motion under 5K 1.1 in camera. I received a written submission from the United States as part of the sentencing process here with regard to a departure motion. I have also considered proffers from Mr. McGee and Mr. Brownstein in order to have a fuller picture of the basis for such a departure, and I invite Ms. Murphy to make any departure motions now that she wishes to make. Ms. Murphy, Your Honor, the government moves for a departure based on 5K 1.1, and as support, the government refers to the addendum A to its April 29, 2021 sentencing memorandum. Judge, all right, Mr. Brownstein, this is a motion you do not oppose. Indeed, I take it that you join in on it. Mr. Brownstein, I do. Judge, all right. And I appreciate both sides providing information so that I can fully consider this motion. Under this motion, the court has the authority to depart from the guidelines if the court concludes, after review of 5 statutory factors, that the defendant has provided substantial assistance in the investigation or prosecution of another person who has committed an offense. I am told of 3 separate matters that Mr. McGee has provided assistance. I'm going to reread that. I am told of 3 separate matters that Mr. McGee has provided assistance on. That means that you are cooperating, you are working with the government. You're a rat, okay? One is the matter pending that was pending in this court or is pending in this court. I don't know, that doesn't make sense, but pending in this court is pending in this court. Mr. Arena and Mr. Modelis have both pled guilty and have been sentenced. And that's a partial basis for the departure motion that has been made before me. In a related case, Mr. McGee provided assistance regarding Mr. Arena, for which he has pled guilty in a state matter in state court in New York. I have also received information from the United States concerning a matter in federal district and have taken that into consideration as part of my overall determination as to an appropriate departure. My review of the in-camera submissions on those 3 matters demonstrates to my satisfaction that in those 3 matters that Mr. McGee has provided useful and significant information, and that the government concurs in that evaluation of the assistance rendered. Indeed, in the present matter before me, 2 significant convictions were obtained against co-defendants. Mr. McGee's explanation of the scheme and the involvement of others was no doubt a factor in those guilty pleas, and he's to be entitled to a departure for that alone. Mr. McGee's explanation of the schemes and the involvement of others was no doubt a factor in those guilty pleas, and he's to be entitled to a departure for those alone. Significantly, he's assisted another prosecution entity, another sovereign, in another matter related to Mr. Arena, and has been relayed to me. The investigators in that matter were quite satisfied with the information provided, and indeed indicated that it saved them years of work. So that means he helped them out significantly. Had he let them do their job, it would have took them years to find out whatever they were trying to find out. But he helped out. The court determines that on the record before me.
Hold on, Dom. Hold on a second. All right. The reason why we decided to get this transcript, which cost us a great amount of pennies, it was more than $300 we paid for this, because this individual said we were lying.
Yep.
So, because I'm a very, very, very meticulous individual in terms of what I believe and know, I had to prove to you guys that what we said was the truth. Since everyone claims we lie, so we wanted to bring the facts to you in writing. Okay?
Yep.
In writing. So if it meant for us to sacrifice our dollars, we did.
Yep. Sure did.
We did. We came together and made that sacrifice to pay for this transcript. And that's
Sure
why
did.
we were able to get it so quickly. Okay? All right.
Yep.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Don.
So, who was that? Heaven. Yes. Now, it's not kind of sounding like he assisted in convicting his co-defendants. He did. It just said he saved the investigators and all that, the feds, years of finding out information by what he told them just to lower his sentence. Crazy. So, let's see. The court determines that on the record before me that the truthfulness, completeness, and reliability of that information has been unquestioned by individuals who have relayed information to me. I have nothing from a government or reliable source indicating that Mr. McGee has been anything than reliable.
Hold on, Dom. I got a message here. If this person says, you people are pure evil, it's amazing that you will pay to find Larry's information, but won't pay nor read R. Kelly's stuff.
We read his stuff.
Larry did wrong, but Sylvia, by far, you are any better.
Wow. But we read his stuff.
No, but here's the thing is, they condone, they okay with him doing the crookedness and stealing people's information and doing all this. Stealing people money.
Right. And what amazes me, Candy Johnson, is that you guys support someone who has 79 victims.
Exactly.
Not alleged. They're actual victims, okay? Vulnerable people who are in jail. Imagine if your dad was in jail, okay? He did some petty crime and he's in jail and he gets out and his credit is ran up $30,000-$40,000. How would you feel? You know what I mean? Like, come on now. And that's not one or two people. That's 79 people. Imagine there's 190 people in this chat. That's a third of this chat. That your credit is destroyed, everything. You know, but he tries to seem like R. Kelly's a bad person or we're bad people, you know. And
but it's okay for them to do what they did to R. Kelly. It's okay for them to do what they did. We're evil, but he's okay. Okay. All right.
Right. And so he can pay for R. Kelly stuff, indictments and all that, which we have. I have every single indictment of R. Kelly's. I've read it thoroughly multiple times. Okay. But we can't pay for his.
R. Kelly got a super shooting because of him providing information which were, it's going to be false information because they doctored stuff up.
Okay. Exactly. You know, and so that's what happens. My thing is, if you know someone commits a crime or whatever, the investigators, the police, the feds, that's their job to find out. It's not your job to assist them to do that. If that was the case, you should have been a police. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to help with assisting stuff, then don't do a crime.
You're right, Mike. Mike said they're trying to block you. They're trying to stop us from reading. Go ahead, Dom. I'm sorry. I just wanted to butt in, but go ahead, Dom. We're going to finish this. We're going to finish. Trust me. We're going to finish reading this.
Right. So here we go. I'm going to continue, y'all. So the court determines that on the record before me that the truthfulness, completeness, and reliability of that information has been unquestioned by individuals who have relayed information to me. I have nothing from a government or reliable source indicating that Mr. McGee has been anything other than reliable, truthful, and complete in his matters of cooperation with the state and federal authorities. The nature and the extent of the assistance appears to be extensive historically
and providing background information. And this is given the breadth across jurisdictions, the nature of the schemes, and the importance of having an individual with insider knowledge makes such assistance substantial because of the insider status. The fourth factor is whether the defendant suffered or there's any danger or risk to the defendant or his family resulting from his assistance. There's always a risk of such risk anytime anyone does cooperate. My overall assessment of this, based on in the in-camera submissions, is that Mr. McGee suffers a higher than ordinary risk of such danger, and I'm taking that into consideration in determining my overall sentence. In terms of the timeliness of the defendant's assistance, I'm told from the government that Mr. McGee cooperated in a timely fashion in the matter before me, in the other state matter, and in other federal matters, and has been unwavering in his ability and desire to provide such assistance. So, I find on the record before me that Mr. McGee is entitled to a substantial departure from the guidelines calculated at step 1. I previously calculated them at 51 to 63 months. I will vary or depart rather down 7 levels at step 2 to 24 to 30 months in light of the cooperation and government's motion. So him cooperating shaved his time 50%. It went from 63 to 30. So that's 33 months. That's almost 3 years that he got shaved off just from cooperating and being a rat. Let me ask the United States whether they wish to address that motion any further. Ms. Murphy, which is the government's attorney. The United States does not wish to address the motion any further. Judge. All right, Mr. Brownstein, Larry's attorney. No, it's guidelines discretionary, and we will move forward from there, Judge. All right, we then turn to step 3 of the sentencing process. Here I offer to Mr. Brownstein the opportunity to make any arguments in mitigation of sentence, to offer any additional evidence he wishes the court to consider. And Mr. McGee, I invite you to address the court personally if there's anything you want me to know before I pronounce sentence, and Mr. Brownstein may take those up in the order he sees fits. Mr. Brownstein, Larry's attorney. I think Mr. McGee would like to address the court, and I'd like to have him address the court first, if the court doesn't mind. Judge, all right, very good.
Okay,
Mr.
this
McGee,
is the time. This
good
is Mr.
afternoon
McGee.
again,
Wait,
sir.
hold on, Dom. This is the time when he comes and put this little sad face, like he's act like he's about to cry, which not one tear came out his eye. He was reading his fake apology.
Right.
Here we go.
Okay. So here is the defendant, aka Blowfish, aka at least I get 18 months to fuck. You don't, Larry. Sir, Dear Honorable Judge Noel Hillman, I understand that my actions caused us to be here today. Judge, Mr. McGee, can you speak up a little more loudly for me? Because I can hear you, but just barely. Maybe I'll turn my volume up a little. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm part of the problem. Sorry, go ahead. Larry.
Hold on, Randa said.
Dear Honorable Judge Noel Hillman.
Down. Randa said have them to get the likes up.
Get them up. Come on,
Randa, they're gonna hate you. Randa, they're gonna hate you.
Right. They're gonna say, why are you stopping down? Hey, we got
Randa.
157. I see 157.
Randa.
We need 160. 3 more.
Randa, they're gonna hate you.
Hey, Passionate Rose, right. Yep.
Randa said Randa's not playing with them. They're gonna get mad, Randa. They're gonna be like, what? Just let Dom read.
Hey, we had to pay our hard-earned money, you know. So shit, at least you guys can do is literally hit the like.
Okay, it's up. It's up, Dom.
Hey.
It's up.
Okay, here we go. So this is him read Larry. He says, "Dear Honorable Judge Noel Hillman, I understand that my actions have caused us to be here today. I'm very sorry, and I'm aware of my efforts in this case. I am guilty. I am guilty. I knew what I was doing was wrong. I placed a burden on my uncaused family. I should not have participated in any of this. The effects of my actions have caused uncertainty in my household. I recently, 2, 3 years, just moved over here in search of a better education and schools and area for my kids. My wife depends on me greatly. All my kids are under my roof." He's lying. "I have embarrassed my family and friends. My 2 eldest daughters recently graduated from college, and here I am in federal court about to get sentenced. It is unbearable to look at my kid's face regarding this topic, and everybody is still trying to show me sympathy, but it was just stupid, and I don't know. You know what I mean?
Wait.
I'm
Can
sorry.
I say something? Hold on, Dom. Dom, I want to say something. Now, does that sound like the same man that came out the courtroom and talking all that crap about us lying?
That don't sound like I ain't serving a day in jail either. I promise you, I would never serve a day in jail on my kids." But sorry.
Sorry,
So, he said, "But it was just stupid, and I don't know. I'm sorry, and I'm just going to, I don't know. You know what I mean? I just want to move forward. I have a plan to pay Synchrony their money back." Hold on.
I thought he paid them back already. Hold on.
Let me rewind that real quick. He said he's paid the money back, $300,000.
That's what he told us.
Him my $300. He said that on the internet that he paid, not me. I didn't say this. This is what he said. You know, and I'm sure somebody got a recording of that. He said he paid $300,000, $250,000, whatever it was, back. But according to here, where he's under oath telling the judge, he says the effects. I just want to move forward. I have a plan to pay Synchrony their money back. I have a plan to. That doesn't mean you paid it back. Okay? So, I should have never got involved with this. Sorry about that. I should have never got involved with this. I should have never got involved with him. I knew what I was doing was wrong. I can't lie and say certain people in my life told me it was a bad idea. You know what I mean? You know, it was a bad idea. But I was trying to put my family ahead. It was so stupid. I just wish I would have done things different. You know what I mean? I get out of this. I'm going to trucking school.
Stop laughing. Stop.
Sorry, I ain't trying to, it's a job. I'm not trying to make fun of that. But it's just funny when you try to act like you're rich, you got it, you're a millionaire, you're this, that, and the third. And you downplay people. He downplayed your daughter Dallas for fucking doing DoorDash. And then he got on the internet and said his daughter does Uber. And I'm like, bro, it's a job. At least it's not illegal. Like shit, I would rather do that for 40 years than do what you did for 2 years and get fucking federally charged, and that ruins your whole life because you can't even, get normal jobs and whatever. So it's like it's different. If he respected that and said, I respect, people who have normal jobs and this, that, and the third, then I wouldn't be like, it's not funny, but it's like, bro, you talking about going to trucking school. Like, come on. So anyways, I get out of this. I'm going to trucking school. I do not want to disappoint my wife, my kids. I won't be back in nobody's court, and I'm going to continue to advocate against human trafficking.
You hear that, y'all? Wait a minute, you heard that. Human trafficking. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Human trafficking. So he said, I won't be back in nobody's court, and I'm going to continue to advocate against human trafficking. I'm going to keep going with that. Thank you, Your Honor. Judge. All right, Mr. McGee, thank you. Mr. Brownstein, Larry's attorney. Well, I think all has been said, Judge. I don't think Mr. McGee, as I put in my sentencing memo, I don't think I need to enhance more of what I said in my sentencing memo. And to me, my credibility is very important before a court. Maybe in my 47-year career of doing this, I've recommended maybe the number of fingers on my hands that someone shouldn't go to jail, ask for a non-custodial sentence. I don't do that lightly. I don't do that because, to me, it's very important that I have credibility with this court. This court has known me probably 25 years when he was an assistant U.S. attorney. And it's very important to me that what I say is taken as gospel and true, and that I would not in any way ask for something I don't think is appropriate. So you mean to tell me you're trying to tell them to sentence him less because of your work that you've done in the court and to take it as gospel? But forget his crime. That's crazy. I think if the court has departed down to 24 months, it's a discretionary guideline number. I think personally that, and as I said, Mr. McGee should be a non-custodial sentence. The reasons why I have already articulated. And he's still doing things to help individuals in society. His blog, which is his YouTube.
Listen, y'all. Listen.
Young women. Yeah, y'all pay close attention. Sorry. And he's still doing things to help individuals in society. His blog / YouTube, it doesn't say YouTube, it says his blog, but I'm saying YouTube. His blog is still helping young women, still helping little girls, still helping society to prevent the predators and the pedophiles and preying on these young children, vulnerable children. I think that to stop him and to prevent him from continuing his assistance in many different areas and putting him in custody will not accomplish anything but hurt the good that he's done. And the good that he's continuing to do, and the good that it is in helping all these young women. His daughters help him with the blogs. They hold on. Oh, that makes sense. His daughters help him with the blogs. They basically try to assist in the pain and helping these young kids that have been traumatized, and he's continuing to do that. And he does it every day. And again, Judge, if the court feels that there has to be some sort of sentence other than a non-custodial, I would ask for the court to sentence him to a house arrest. So you could just steal millions of dollars and just go to house arrest. Life is good. You haven't paid it back. So clearly you have either spent that money or it's hidden somewhere, whatever, So you can't just steal $1 million and then I'm just going to go hang out at the crib. Like, nah, bro, it doesn't work like that. It's not $500. That's $1 million. Okay. So, I asked for the court to sentence him to house arrest. The court can sentence him up to a year, 10 months to a year on house arrest. This way, at least he can continue the good things that he is doing. He will not be separated from his family. But more importantly, because everybody has that issue, as through everyone and anyone I represent has that issue, being separated from their loved ones, that's not the main situation here. What's the main situation, and what I'm asking is because of all the good that he's doing and all the good that he has done. So
what damn good?
But be
what
right.
damn good did he do, y'all?
Unbelievable, So they're basically trying to undermine what he's done, and I understand people make mistakes. I get it, but it's like you shouldn't be able to tell on someone to shave down the crime that you chose to commit, like no one forced him. So then you guys got to really pay attention to this part right here. This part really irritated me, and I'm half black, okay? But more importantly, because everybody has that issue, as though everyone and anyone I represent has that issue and being separated from their loved ones,
That's not the main situation here. What the main situation and what I'm asking, why I'm asking, what I'm asking is because of all the good that he's done and all the good that he has done. He's doing and that he has done. So to prevent that by incarcerating him accomplishes nothing. It's just another black man going to jail on a non-violent case. It's just another black man going to jail on a non-violent case. He said it his own self.
I want to thank T Sizzle for the Cash App. He just sent us Cash App for reading this. Thank you, T Sizzle.
Yeah, shout out T Sizzle.
Shout out T Sizzle.
Because he even said with R. Kelly, he's like, I don't want to have him in jail if he didn't commit the crime. If you're guilty, then you should do the time. He said that. So it's like you said you're guilty, you were found guilty. Serve that like a man, G. So anyways. And this mass incarceration, it goes on in this country, the largest in anywhere in the world. And I don't know if you read, Judge.
That's his lawyer talking.
Yeah, this is the lawyer.
That's the lawyer. You forgot to tell him that's the lawyer. That's the lawyer talking.
Yes, this is still the lawyer talking. I just keep interrupting. That's my apologies. But this is still the lawyer for L. And this mass incarceration, it goes on in this country and the largest in anywhere in the world. And I don't know if you read Judge Rakoff's book or not. He talks about that, and it is going to accomplish nothing in putting him in custody, Judge. And that's why I sincerely mean what I'm saying. And I don't say it lightly. As I said, and I believe what I'm saying is true and necessary and supportive of the record and supportive for helping society and the local people in Las Vegas and elsewhere that he's assisting. That's all I have, Mr. Judge. That's all I have, Judge. Judge says, all right, Mr. Brownstein, thank you. All right, Miss Murphy, do you wish to be heard on behalf of the United States? Miss Murphy, yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. First, I would just incorporate my April 29th, 2021 sentencing submission with respect to 3553A factors. I would just like to note with respect to the nature and circumstances and the seriousness of the offense, the government does obviously treat this very seriously. Mind you, this is the government's attorney. This crime, in this case, involved taking other individuals, many of whom were inmates, PII, having their credit inflated, applying for fraudulent credit cards in their names, and then making fictitious transactions, the proceeds of which were deposited into bank accounts controlled by Mr. McGee and his co-conspirators. The government does think it is appropriate, however, to take into account Mr. McGee's role into this conspiracy. His primary role was soliciting care credit and then providing that care credit to Mr. Arena, who was responsible for submitting most of the fictitious transactions to Synchrony Bank. And the government does recognize that Mr. Arena played the largest role in terms of generating losses to Synchrony Bank, and he pocketed the largest amount of the fraudulent proceeds here. Also, with respect to the inmates, the government does note that it was Mr. Arena that hired the hacker to obtain the inmates' identities, and it was Mr. Arena that inflated their credit. Mr. McGee obviously used these inmates' identities to apply for these cards and profited, but I just bring Mr. Arena's conduct to the court's attention so that it may consider that in light of fashioning an appropriate sentence for Mr. McGee. I think with respect to the other 3553A factors, I would just rely on my written submission. Judge. All right, Miss Murphy. Thank you. Mr. Brownstein, anything further? His attorney. No, Your Honor. Judge. All right. I'm going to take a short break to consider the thoughtful arguments offered by counsel, to consult with probation of the final language. If you will, bear with me for just a few moments. It won't take too long. That was when they paused from, it was 4 minutes that that they did intercession or whatever. Judge comes back. That was, recess was at 3:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on the record,
They came back 3:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 4 minutes later. Judge comes back and says, all right, I am now obligated to impose a sentence that's sufficient but not greater than necessary to comply with the statutory goals set forth in 18 United States Code Section 3553. My sentence should reflect the seriousness of the offense, should promote respect for the law, and provide just punishment. It should afford adequate deterrence to criminal conduct, to protect the public from further crimes of the defendant, and to provide the defendant with needed educational or vocational training, medical care, or other correctional treatment in the most effective manner. I'm to consider the nature and circumstances of the offense and the history and characteristics of the defendant, the kinds of sentences made available for the count of conviction. Here there are 2 counts of conviction: conspiracy to commit bank fraud and bank fraud. The kinds of sentences and sentencing range based on a determination of an accurate calculation of the sentencing guidelines as well as the policy statements that accompany them. I'm free to disregard the sentencing guidelines and the policy statements in fashioning my overall sentence, and specifically to determine that they may be inapplicable for various reasons. I am to avoid unwarranted sentencing disparity among defendants with similar records who have been found guilty of similar conduct. The court has fraud cases before it, bank fraud cases before it fairly regularly. I'm mindful of those overall cases, and in this particular matter, there are 2 co-defendants who have been sentenced by the court. Mr. Arena received a sentence of 48 months, which is 4 years, after a modest variance. Mr. Modelis received a sentence of 36 months after a similar calculation, which is 3 years. I'm mindful of those sentences in light of both of the arguments made by the government and the defense, as well as the departure motion in fashioning this overall sentence. The defense argues that the 2 points that I calculated, probation calculated on the guidelines and consistent with the plea agreement, in particularly harsh given the relative role of the 3 defendants in this case. And we've all noted that it was just barely over the threshold for the extra 2 points, $6,000 or so. So those, adding the 2 points, which is $6,000, would bring it to a whole nother level, right? So the defense argues that the 2 points calculated, I just read that. It's been described to me that Mr. McGee is contrite and sorry for his conduct, as reflected in both his cooperation and his decision to plead guilty, and is consistent with his overall history and characteristics. I've heard him here today and believe him to be seriously remorseful and contrite about his criminal behavior. It's been argued in the sentencing memorandum that Mr. McGee faced a very tough upbringing. That seems to be well established. In spite of that, he has established himself as a hardworking individual, creative individual, indeed currently earns a living and supports his family, at least in part through social media activities. Clearly, someone who overcame a difficult background and is capable of achieving important things. So in that paragraph alone, his job is YouTube.
Yeah.
And he makes fun of everyone who said DJ and Sylvia, all these other people who have YouTube platforms, and says that that's their job. YouTube, he doesn't have a job. YouTube is his job. But clearly here, it says that his job is YouTube. So interesting. I'm asked to consider that he, through his internet activities, his social media activities, has engaged in helping others in society who have suffered various traumas and been victimized. It appears to me that this is a substantial effort
that it was not undertaken for purposes of mitigating his sentence here, but represents a sincere desire to help others who have suffered such traumas. He is described to me as a family man in his relationships. He's been supportive of his natural children and also children that have been under his custody and care. He has strong family support and community support as evidenced in the letters submitted to me. So I want you guys to pay attention here, because they said that we wrote letters. They said that we wrote letters. Well, you know, Team Kells and people who don't like him wrote letters, I guess, hating him and whatever. But here, the judge says, I have bound, he is described as a family man. He's been supportive. He has strong family support and community support as evidence in the letters submitted to me. I have to balance this. These what are primarily history and characteristics of the defendant largely favorable. I should also add that his criminal history category is 1. And while there were maybe some knucklehead things when he was very young, he's basically lived a law-abiding life since that time.
No, he hasn't.
Right. I mean, he said he's been a millionaire since 19. Like, come on.
No, but look, he was doing the credit repair while he had this charge. Did you guys forget about that?
Unbelievable.
He was getting people's information. You know, all the Oco folk who gave a Social Security number out to him. Ooh.
They probably got scammed too.
They got scared. Trust me, y'all stuff is out there. He sold it to somebody. All right, go ahead.
Unbelievable. I have to balance all these things against the nature and circumstances of the offense. And frankly, this is a very sophisticated, wide-ranging fraud that extended over a period of years. And I view that the inmates and others whose identities were stolen as true victims in this case. This appears to have been driven by monetary gain and greed, and through especially Mr. Arenas' knowledge of credit reporting scores and credit repair. A substantial amount of money was obtained from an insured institution. Now that's reflected in the case base level and the amount of loss. But the fact of the matter is, this is a serious federal crime, and a message should be sent to others and to these defendants that if you engage in the systematic, extensive, long-ranging theft from an insured federal institution and you are caught, that you are likely to serve a substantial sentence. And my sentence will reflect this. Sorry about that. Will reflect this. Will reflect this. The broad harm caused to the individuals whose credit was stolen, as well as this institution. Now, I should say, I credit the government for their explanation about the relative roles of the individuals. I am not sure I am fully appreciated at Mr. Arenas' sentencing, but I appreciate it now. That really, in the order of involvement or responsibility for this, it's Arena first, McGee second, and Mr. Modalis third. To the extent that Mr. McGee recruited him. And
read that again. We're gonna say that again. Mr. McGee, what?
But I appreciate it now that really in the order of involvement or responsibility for this crime, it's Arena first, Mr. McGee second, Mr. Modalis third, to the extent that Mr. McGee recruited him. And I think that's not a particularly favorable thing for Mr. McGee, in that he recruited another individual to the conspiracy and directed him with regard to the creation of these fake bank accounts. So this was a sophisticated fraud, and Mr. McGee was literally in the middle of it.
And I think Mr. McGee needs to understand that it's a serious crime and he's going to have to pay a price for that in terms of some period of incarceration. I understand the defense wants a non custodial sentence. I understand that's within my authority and power. But I don't think it's appropriate given the amount of money stolen, how long it lasted, the number of people involved, the recruiting of others, and the broad harm that the scheme caused. Overall, I believe a sentence of 18 months, which would result from a 2-level variance downward in light of Mr. McGee's positive characteristics. I would rather vary in this matter down from the level 17 that I previously computed to a level 15 after my consideration of the 3553 factors and impose a sentence of 18 months. I would also impose, and those would run would be and those would be on each of the 2 counts of run concurrently. I would impose a term of supervised release of 5 years. So paperwork in all, that's 6.5 years. I would impose financial disclosure, new debt restrictions, and
hold on. Read the restrictions again. Start. Financial disclosure.
1 second. Gotta clear my throat. This is a lot of shit, y'all. This is a lot of shit that this man did, okay? Here we go. I would impose, since they say we can't read, I know I can fucking read. I would impose, listen very carefully, guys. Get your big rat mouse ears, okay? I would impose a term of supervised release of 5 years. I would impose financial disclosure, new debt restrictions, and self-employment disclosure while the restitution amount remains unpaid. I would order full restitution in the amount of $1,506,393.76 to be paid to Synchrony Bank. That
okay.
1.5 million needs to be paid to Synchrony Bank. That, of course, is subject to any funds received to offset that amount paid by the co-defendants, that amount representing the amount of the total fraud. I would waive fine in this case, rather, because I find that Mr. McGee's financial situation would not allow him to pay restitution, take care of his family, and also pay a fine. It would be an unnecessarily punitive and perhaps interfere with his reintegration back into society in support of his family. So I will waive a fine in this case. However, it is required under statute that a total special assessment of $200 be imposed, and I would impose that. There is a final order of forfeiture coming my way, or did come my way, Miss Murphy. I'm sorry, I don't recall that. Then Miss Murphy responds, it has been submitted to court, Your Honor. It was sent yesterday. Judge, all right, any objection to the forfeiture order as submitted by the United States, Mr. Brownstein? Mr. Brownstein, no, Your Honor. Judge, all right, I'll sign that order. Miss Murphy, do you know of any legal reason why I can't impose the sentence I have just described? Miss Murphy, the government is not aware of any legal reason. Judge, Mr. Brownstein, no legal reason, Your Honor. Judge, pursuant to the Sentencing Reform Act of 1984, I'm sorry, Mr. McGee, I'm now going to pronounce sentence. Pursuant to the Sentencing Reform Act of 1984, it is the judgment of this court that you, Larry McGee, aka Rat, aka you know what I mean, are hereby committed to the custody of the Bureau of Prisons to be imprisoned for a term of 18 months on each counts 1 and 2 to be served concurrently. Upon release from imprisonment, you know what I mean, you will be placed on supervised release for a term of 5 years. This term consists of terms of terms of 5 years on each count, 1 and 2, all such terms to run concurrently. Within 72 hours of release from custody, you must report in person to the probation office in the district to which you are released. While on supervised release, you must not commit another federal, state, or local crime, must not possess a firearm or other dangerous device, must not possess an illegal controlled substance, and must comply with the other mandatory and standard conditions that have been adopted by this court. You must submit to 1 drug test within 15 days of commencement of supervision and at least 2 tests thereafter as determined by the probation officer. I'm going to impose those 3 special conditions I indicated. I do so because of the nature and circumstances of the offense of conviction, the history and characteristics of the defendant, and the need for specific and general deterrence, the need to protect the public, and to provide needed correctional treatment to the defendant. I find that these conditions involve no greater deprivation of liberty than is reasonably necessary. First, upon request, you must provide the U.S. Probation Office with full disclosure of your financial records, including commingled income, expenses, cash apps, assets, and liabilities, to include yearly income tax returns. With the exception of the financial accounts reported and noted within the present report, you're prohibited from maintaining or opening an additional individual or joint checking, savings, or other financial accounts for either person.
So he can't open up a bank account?
He can't open up a bank. He cannot open a bank account.
Okay.
And he has to disclose all of his earnings. However, he's getting, it's going to be under the table or whatever, cash app, stuff like that. He has to disclose that. Okay. Joint savings or other financial accounts for either personal or business purposes without the knowledge and approval of the U.S. Probation Office. You must cooperate with the U.S. Probation Office in the investigation of your financial dealings and must provide truthful monthly statements of your income. You must cooperate in the signing of any authorization to release information forms permitting the U.S. Probation Office access to your financial records. You are prohibited from incurring any new credit charges, opening additional lines of credit, or incurring any new monetary loan, obligation, or debt by whatever name known without the approval of the U.S. Probation Office. You must not encumber or liquidate interest in any assets unless it is in direct service of the restitution, obligation, or otherwise has the express approval of the court. You must cooperate with the U.S. Probation Office in the investigation and approval of any position of self-employment, including any independent, entrepreneurial, or freelance employment or business activity. If approved for self-employment, you must provide the U.S. Probation Office with full disclosure of your self-employment or any other business records, including but not limited to, all the records identified in the probation form 48F, requests for self-employment records or otherwise requested by the U.S. Probation Office. It is further ordered that you must pay restitution in the total amount of $1,506,393.76.
Wow.
That's so much money.
Payments,
a lot of money. That's a lot. You're gonna be paying that for
the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's if the other dudes decide to pay their portion, which if you rat it on me, why would I pay for your portion? Or why would I pay for my portion? My life.
Everybody has their own portion to pay.
Right, but what he was saying is that if the other co-defendants divide it up,
that he could do that. So like, let's say that the other two defendants said, you know what, we're gonna pay $350 each, or you divide it by 3 equally. We're gonna pay this amount, and they agreed
No.
to that. That the judge would allow that.
Yeah,
But
but
you
the
have to
others
think.
got their own to pay. If you look at their sentencing, they had their own to pay.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, they had their own.
So regardless, though, these people's life are screwed. Like $1 million. It's not like it's $10,000, $15,000. Like 1.5 million. Like you're gonna be paying that forever. Unless you hit the lotto, someone's rich, whatever. Anyways, it is further ordered that you must pay restitution in a total amount of 1.5 million. Payment should be made payable to the U.S. Treasury and forwarded to the clerk of the court in Trenton, New Jersey, for the distribution to the following victims: Synchrony, Attention, Fraud Restitution, P.O. Box 105-969, Atlanta, Georgia, 30348-5969. The amount ordered represents the total amount due to the victim for that victim's loss. Your restitution obligations will not be affected by any restitution payments made by other so you're right. I thought they could divide it, but you were correct. He has to pay the 1.5.
Yeah.
Says it here. Your restitution obligations will not be affected by any restitution payments made by other defendants in this case, except that no further payments will be required once payments by one or more of the defendants, co-defendants fully satisfies the victim's total loss, or this defendant satisfies that loss. The following defendants in the following case may be subjected to restitution orders to the same victim for the same loss, and indeed are Adam D. Arena, docket number 19699, and Dwayne Modelis, 1969, and his uncle, Deshaun Modelis. You know what I mean? This restitution is due immediately. It's recommended that you participate in the Bureau of Prisons Immediate Inmate Financial Responsibility Program. If you participate in that program, the restitution will be paid from those funds at a rate of, okay, they're petty for that. That is crazy. Y'all about to laugh at this, okay? It's not funny, like it's funny, but it's not, right? The restitution is due immediately. It's recommended that you participate in the Bureau of Prisons Inmate Financial Responsibility Program. If you participate in that program, the restitution of 1.5 million will be paid from those funds at a rate of equivalent to $25 every 3 months.
Whoa, that is not no money. You're gonna be paying for to the next life.
That means you're only getting like what, $8 a month towards 1.5 million. How long would that take? Someone got to do the math. I know that's probably like 300 years. That's crazy. Damn. If you participate in that program, the restitution will be paid from those funds at a rate of equivalent to $25 every 3 months. In the event the entire restitution is not paid prior to the commencement of supervision, you must satisfy the amount due in monthly installments of no less than $200 to commence 30 days after the release from confinement. You must notify the United States Attorney for this district within 30 days of any change of mailing or residence address that occurs while any portion of the restitution remains unpaid. Daz, right. Gucci, right. As I indicated, I find that the defendant does not have the ability to pay a fine. Hold on. But didn't you just show you had brand new shoes, a Louis bag, a house, Benzes, Audis, you know what I mean? But it says here, as I indicated, I find that the defendant does not have the ability to pay a fine. So the 200, hold on. I will therefore waive a fine in this case. So he can't pay 200, y'all. He can't pay 200.
Wow. Unbelievable. But talk shit about everybody. I'm going to continue. I will therefore waive a fine in this case. It is, however, ordered that Mr. McGee pay to the United States a total special assessment of 200, which is due immediately. That's 100 on each of the counts. 2 counts of conviction. The government has indicated, and the defense consents that an order of forfeiture will be entered, and I will sign it today. I wish to advise you, Mr. McGee, of your right to appeal your conviction and my sentence of as applicable pursuant to 18 United States Code Section 3742, subject to any pre-existing appellate waiver that may limit that right. If you are unable to pay the cost of fulfilling a notice of appeal, you may request the clerk of the court to file a notice of appeal on your behalf. You have 14 days to do so. All right. Are there any other recommendations that you wish to make, Mr. Brownstein, regarding the service of his sentence? Mr. Brownstein, yes. I asked the court to permit Mr. McGee to self-surrender. I'd ask the court to recommend a camp closest to him, to his home in Las Vegas, and that's it.
Listen to this, y'all. Go ahead. What the judge say?
Judge. All right, Miss Murphy. Thoughts on that? Miss Murphy, the government's attorney. The government has no objection to Mr. McGee self-surrendering to a BOP facility. Judge. All right, Mr. Brownstein. I'm going to leave it to the Bureau of Prisons.
Didn't we say that? Didn't we say that?
Yep. I'm going to leave it to the Bureau of Prisons to determine the appropriate level of institution. In light of the fraud charge and the amount of the sentence, he may very well go to a camp, but I'm going to let the Bureau of Prisons follow their guidelines and determine what they think is best. I will recommend an institution closest to his home address in light of the support of his family and his stated obligations to them, and hope that that will facilitate a positive relationship with his family. Mr. McGee, where you serve your sentence is entirely up to the Bureau of Prisons.
But remember, he said he's going to a camp. Did he not say that?
He said he's going up. He said he's going to a camp. The judge, okay, if the judge wanted you to go to a camp, they would write a recommendation. The judge said, I'm leaving it up to them. And the Bureau of Prisons, with your charges, you already got shaved down all that time. They're not going to allow that. They're not going to say, well, we're just going to send you to a halfway house, or, whatever a camp means. They're not going to do that because you already got 3 years shaved off of your time. You know what I mean? And they're going to follow their guidelines and, whatever they think is best, So,
he lied. Somebody said he lied. He said he was going to a damn camp.
Right. He was like, I'm going to a camp. I'm going to a camp. So he's lying. Like, he lied.
He lied.
And that's what pisses me off, because that same day when I came on and I literally said what happened, he came on and was saying that we were lying. I'm lying. It's like, bro, your transcripts, we would get those. Like, bro, I have nothing to lie for. What does that gain? What would I gain from lying about what you were sentenced to or whatever, So there you have it, Team Oko. So I'm continuing. It says, I will recommend an institution, meaning a jail, prison rather, closest to his home address in light of the support of his family and his stated obligations to them, and hope that will facilitate a positive relationship with his family. Mr. McGee, where you serve your sentences is entirely up to the Bureau of Prisons, the BOP. I will recommend, however, that you serve at an appropriate facility in the state of Nevada, as close as possible to your home address. So that's the only thing he's recommending. All right. Is there anything else the United States wishes me to address at this time? Ms. Murphy, nothing further from the government, Your Honor. Judge, all right. Anything else from the defense, Mr. Brownstein? Are there any counts to be dismissed? Ms. Murphy, no counts to be dismissed. Judge, all right. Mr. Brownstein, nothing further, Judge. Judge, all right. Thank you for that. Mr. McGee, you came from humble beginnings and have worked very, very hard, pursued some education. Perhaps you will pursue some more. You strike me as an intelligent man. That's what a manipulator does. You strike me as an intelligent man who has a great amount of potential, and you've demonstrated that over the last couple of years. You did the right thing in this case, and you're trying to do the right thing in your community. I think you have a bright future. Nothing in my sentence is designed to discourage you from achieving great things. It's meant to convey to you the seriousness of what you did. I think that's something that's not lost on you. I've tried to balance the good person that you are and the things you've tried to do and the cooperation you provided the United States. I wish you good luck in the future. All right. If there's nothing else from the parties, this matter is concluded. I wish you all a good rest of the day. Miss Murphy, thank you. Proceedings concluded at 4:09 p.m. I certify that the foregoing is a correct transcript from the record of proceedings in the above entitled matter. Robert T. Tate, CCR, signature of court reporter, dated May 10th, 2021. There you have it. So what y'all think? Did we lie or did we not?
Dom, read the top there where it says the fourth factor whether the defendant suffered or there's an endanger risk on the screen. Endanger risk.
One second. I don't see it.
On the screen. Okay, I'm going to read it.
The
fourth factor is whether the defendant suffered or there's any danger or risk to the defendant or his family, y'all. This is for him squealing. Resulting from his assistance, there's always a risk of such risk anytime someone does cooperate. My overall assessment of this, based on the in-camera submission, is that Mr. McGee suffers a higher and higher than ordinary risk of such danger. I am taking that into consideration in determining my overall sentencing. In terms of the timeliness of the defendant's assistance, I am told, listen, y'all, I am told from the government that Mr. McGee cooperated in a mannerly fashion in the matter before me and in the other states' matter and other federal matters, and has been unwavering in his ability and desire to preside such. Can you finish it, Dom? I don't have the rest in front of me.
Okay.
What page? What page is that,
just
y'all?
Tell me which
the
page.
person that
Yeah,
just sent, I don't know what page it is. What page is
Yeah.
it, y'all?
Because that was a lot. I need to know the page.
Yeah, I need the page too. I gotta go to my page now because
Randa, where you at?
Randa, what page is that?
Oh no, honey. When I said 200, I was talking about $200, not 200,000. That was 200.
That's page 55. Randa said page 55.
55. Okay.
Did you read that one? Did you read 55? I thought you read it.
Yeah. I started.
You read
at
55.
Yeah.
You read 55. But remember in the beginning, around page 34, they talk about the 79 people. I didn't hear you read that part.
1 second. Page 34.
Yeah, around page 34.
I'll know. 34. Okay, that's the first page. 34 is when it starts.
No, I'm looking for the part where they talk about the 79 people.
Oh, that was I think I said 79. Oh no, I didn't. I haven't read that part. Yeah, no, I don't remember saying that. Let me see. I don't know. I haven't read this. I just read it when I got it, but
that's the only time I've read it. So I haven't been able to skim through prior to coming on.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So in other words, Anna, you said it right. Let me click Anna's word right here. A snitch.
Also,
So
too,
he lied to his people too.
the offenses, he did. The offenses, I'm just skimming through right now, and on one paragraph it says, finally, the offenses charged in this case occurred between 2016 and 2019. So that's
Okay,
pretty
did
recent.
you read the part
That's a
with the
year and a half ago.
surrender in time for him to surrender? I thought the 72 hours.
Well, no, the 72 hours that said, they were saying when he's released, he has to report within 72 hours to probation. So I guess that's what we were thinking. But yeah.
So when did he? Where did the judge said? Where did the judge say he had to be there? Because I thought it was in the beginning part.
They didn't say.
Hold on.
Oh, so then yeah. Then if it's in the beginning, I haven't seen it.
Let's see. Hold on. I gotta check it out.
I'm sure they said it. They had to say it. You know. I just
don't
don't know
where it's at.
I don't remember. You would think it's at the end.
It's in there somewhere. I don't know where it's at. But anyway, she said page 40. Go page 40. Go page 40. Nakia said page 40.
Okay.
Thank you, Nakia. It's so much. There is a total of 75 pages. So it's a total of 75 pages, but you know, in the half of it, the beginning, it was all taken off.
Nakia, I don't see it on page 40. I don't see it.
I don't either.
I don't see that.
Okay, let me go to page 40.
Yeah, I just read it. It's not there. Nakia, it's not there. We're looking for where it says when he has to turn himself in.
Turn himself in.
I thought.
No. We were looking for the 79 people first.
Oh, the 79. Okay. Yeah, it's not on page 40 either. I don't see that. I'm trying to skim through right now. Let me see. I think it would be like in the beginning when they're explaining what happened. You know?
Mm-hmm. It is on page 41. It's on page 41. Miss Murphy talks about it.
41.
Stuff at Miss Murphy. She's right.
Nothing further.
Page 41. Right at the bottom part, line 21. Line of 21. Miss
Oh,
Murphy.
okay. Here we go. So it says the government's attorney, Ms. Murphy, she says the only correction the government would make is with respect to the final sentence of paragraph 17. The government respectfully requests that it be changed to reflect that the investigation eventually revealed that the identities of approximately 79 individuals were used as a part of this scheme and that a majority of these individuals were inmates. That is some stuff. I got you, Nikki. Thank you. Wow. I wanted to see the part where so this is where I wanted to tell you guys. I wanted to read the part where it explains his part and the amount that he allegedly had took or whatever. Let me see. Mm, mm, mm. So what y'all think about this? Do you guys think? What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Mm, mm, mm. Y'all crazy. Yeah, man. He better ask Angelo to pay that off.
Okay, well, I was just reading the BOP custody thing. It says when you're voluntary surrender, when you are ordered by the court to voluntary surrender, you will be notified by the U.S. Marshal Service of the surrendering date and provided with the name of the institution where you will be surrendered, or you will be directed to surrender to the USMS. If you are directed to surrender to the institution and have a question, please contact the specific institution. Selected a location to view the facility, contact, email. Okay. So they send it to him.
Sharon, I'm just like going back reading the chat. Sharon, right. Sharon said he paid almost $800 the other day, $800 the other day for a shirt and tie and cologne. Exactly.
But couldn't pay $200?
But couldn't pay 200. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, he's gonna have to put that in someone else's name. Exactly, High.
Anna says, why was he given 72 hours versus immediate lockup? I don't know.
What they had asked for was what his attorney asked the judge for was self-surrendering. And that's what you can do. And it's up to the judge. You know, the judge could have said no. Obviously, if it was a murder, they would be like, hell no. Because then that person would probably flee or, whatever. Because you're getting life. But in his case, he's obviously a rat and he was only getting 18 months. He's been at home for on bond or whatever for all these, however long it's been, almost 2 years. So obviously a couple more days with his family or whatever, that's just an option you legally have, is to ask for that. They granted it, and I'm unsure when he's turning himself in. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and because I don't know. It didn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say. All they said on here was the 72 hours. See, when I was listening to it on the call, that's what I thought. When I kept hearing 72 hours, I was thinking he had to turn himself in within 72.
But
right?
Here's the deal. I think he has to turn himself in before. I think he has to turn himself really soon, because the other defendant are in jail, incarcerated already, and they were just sentenced on. One was sentenced on the 29th, right? And then the other one. Hey, thank you, Ruby. Ruby said, "Get the towel."
Y'all crazy.
Ruby said, "Get the towel, bro." Thank you, Ruby.
Red, you a damn fool.
You threw me off on that one. Get the towel. But as I was saying, the co-defendants are already in jail. They have their numbers and everything. So I wouldn't think he would be out that long. He's probably a week.
Right.
Ruby funny.
Right.
I remember that. Yeah. Do you remember what that's all about? The towel?
But remember he said, I bet you 20,000. That bald-headed walrus, she gonna serve jail time before I do. She gonna be in there for way longer than I am. You know what I mean? And you still here reading his indictment. Go figure.
I ain't
Well,
going to jail because first of all, I ain't do nothing.
Come on now.
I ain't do nothing. I ain't steal nothing.
These people are idiots. Idiots. So I want to be clear, so people don't say, "Well, he fucking lied." I didn't lie. I said I don't know when he has to go in. I don't know because they did not say that. They said the only 72 hours they mentioned is when he's released from custody. He has to report to probation and all that within 72 hours. And he has to take 3 drug tests.
Thank you, Ruby. So. Ruby, funny. Ruby said, "Thank you for exposing Booty Bandit."
Booty Bandit.
Ruby, stop.
Hey, man, you going in.
God, thank you. So, guys, I just wanted to show you how much of a liar this dude was. He was telling you guys that we send letters against him, and you notice the letters that they received was letters favorable to him. So I don't know why he turned around and lied. He was telling lies.
We did not send letters. We didn't. It says it on the damn. And if you don't believe, like, if what they're gonna say is, "Oh, he made something up when he was reading," go purchase the transcripts yourself and read them for yourself, and you'll see word for word what happened. You know what I mean? They're gonna say we lied about that. Like, I mean, fuck. You know. These people, man.
Yeah. And look, we took our hard-earned money to purchase this because we want. Look, if it was the 75, y'all, let me just tell y'all something. The transcript is almost $8 a page. It was 75
and half of them was blacked out.
Blacked out. So $7 and some change.
Charging people for nothing.
So we were serious about getting these pages, didn't we? You see how serious we were? We paid for it.
But what was interesting to me too is, like, I caught I can't remember which live it was, but it was like shortly after like all this like had went down, and he spoke briefly, and he was like saying how he's still gonna be on YouTube and stuff. And I was like, how are you still gonna be putting out videos and you're in jail? Like, I'm lost. Like, I don't know. I don't know how that works, but like, are you still able to be on social media and stuff? I mean, I don't know. I find that interesting.
Somebody saying, see,
you guys might know. I don't know.
They say he'll be on YouTube for the next 3 months before he go to jail. Okay, has he been on YouTube today? Has he been on YouTube today?
Know.
Anybody seen him on YouTube today?
Oh, so you think he got? So you think he turned himself?
No, that's what he said. That's what he said. It's not what the judge said. That's what he said.
Oh, got you. Oh, right.
That's what he said. That's what he told the people. He told Honey and them that that's what he told them. We'll see. We'll keep watching because trust me, if he'll be on there if he's still out. You know he will. He can't live without being on here.
Wow. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, he did some pre-recorded videos. We saw those, but that doesn't mean that we don't know where he's at. He's hiding out. We don't know where he's at.
Oh, I guess if you pre-record them.
But
Premiere, yeah, I guess.
But he knew we were gonna get the transcript because he knows Sylvia. That's why he can't stand me.
Right, but apparently according to him, you're the administrator of information.
Administrator.
But administrator of information. I was weak. But what I think is crazy is that
someone said he's on his Patreon. Oh, he's on his Patreon, so he need to tell the government he's making money on the Patreon. Should we report that?
You crazy.
Somebody he said he's making money off his Patreon. We might need to tell the judge, hey, judge, he got Patreon.
Man,
He hanging out on the Patreon.
what's crazy to me, I still don't get it, Sylvia. I still don't understand how he decided to like do all this stuff for like trying to take down R. Kelly, and he don't even know him. Like, that's just weird.
But let me tell you something. Remember, I kept saying he was.
And let me help the slow people.
Dom, remember when I said I did that live that night? Remember, I did that live that night, and I told the people in my channel that he did this because he was trying to get stuff off his case, and he was like denying it. He kept saying, I'm a liar, I don't know what I'm talking about. He got so mad, and when I put the whole thing out with Dr. Rice that time, oh my God, he was fuming.
He's sick. Right, he's sick.
I put a monkey wrench in his crap, and so he was mad. Ever since then, I am the worst person on earth. He started putting all these lies out on me, and I'm like, wow. They started going after me.
Yeah, I just want people to understand, like, right? He's saying that, I don't know R. Kelly. Like, in his, I'm saying him, what he's saying about himself, right? I don't know R. Kelly. His charges never changed. He had the same charges prior and before, right? Or prior and after. What people don't understand is when you're indicted and you have, they bring, you have the indictment and all this stuff. They're saying you're doing all this stuff, right? They have to prove that, right? Because you're innocent until proven guilty, right? Mm-hmm. So they're going to come with, and the feds usually come, when they think they have whatever they have, right? So what he did was, when people are slow, they're like, he's like, I don't know them. I don't know him. How could I have helped? You helped flip. First of all, you coerced and intimidated, whatever you want to call it, coerced. I can't think of the term right now. To get a Jane Doe, right? And as to flip, completely flip. So that's one thing that you did. So that plays a big role in the case, because if she goes in there and she goes on the stand and lies on R. Kelly, that right there can get him locked up and convicted by her telling lies, so that you did help a lot, and then you talk to the other parents, the other victims, you put stuff in their head so they can't think for themselves. And it's not like you're talking to them on the phone, so they go about their day, they're thinking normally, can see things for themselves. They're staying in your household, so you're drilling it into their head, showing them stuff, whatever you're showing them, so that plays a big role. And then not only that, allegedly talking to, people in the camp behind the scenes, and I'm sure you recorded and stuff like that, you giving that information to the prosecution against R. Kelly, that is substantial evidence and helpful to convict. You see, of course, it didn't bring a conviction, but that's still bringing a whole bunch of evidence and fuck shit.
You see what Auntie, look what Auntie put. Look what Auntie put. Yes. Read what she just put.
What? Who? I don't see.
Look on the screen.
Hold on.
I'm not going to even say that. I'm not going to go there with you, Auntie. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to go there with you.
This wouldn't surprise me.
Stop it. Oh,
but he want to call him and his little the Teletubby want to call every man gay. It's amazing to me what these people do.
Okay, Sweet One says, Sylvia, right, Sylvia, and that's how everyone should know that Bozo isn't for R. Kelly, because Bozo went at you hard for Larry about Dr. Rice recording. Bingo!
Yep.
Bingo! There we go. Bingo! I'm gonna leave that right there. Bingo. And he's still talking about it, y'all. He's still talking about it. Still talking about it.
Yep. But see, Susan G, it's about a lesson. You know, and I guarantee you, I could bet my breath, bet my life on it. When he gets out, maybe, I mean, I don't know. But I think, me personally, I think when he gets out, he's not going to be talking all this gangster shit. He's not going to be talking all this tough shit. All this, I'm rich, I got money. You don't, like, you're going to trucking school, bro. Like, you ain't about to be no motherfucking, I'm a millionaire. And no, this shit is going to humble that nigga. I promise you. You know? And some people need that type of stuff to humble them. You know? That's what I think. Because it's like, bro, like you do too much. You do too much.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna pull up something that I need you to read for them.
Okay.
I think it's page. Hold on, I'm trying to find. Go ahead, you can talk. I'm just trying to find something.
I'm just catching up on the chat. I've been reading it. But I want to be clear though too. Like, I still think it's sad as far as, you know, anytime someone goes to jail, he deserves it for what he's done. But I feel bad for the family, you know, and his kids. Like, I do feel bad for the family, you know. But him, you got to take that, bro.
Okay, did you read page 53 where it talks about he had provided another information matter on the federal district and take into consideration parts of the determined?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, you read that? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started on page I think 47, I think. And then read it on all the way to the end. So we basically just missed the beginning part, which is they're just explaining like what happened, you know. Susan G, right. I feel bad for the family, you know.
What got me was when you're talking about he was helping with the sex trafficking. That's the thing I couldn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you didn't read 44, right?
Which one is that?
Hold on, I'm just checking. Hold on. So it's just 34 you didn't read, right?
Let me see.
I'm trying to... Okay, that's it. So, anybody have any question in regards to what we have here? Anybody have any question?
Yeah, you know, you do the crime, you do the time. Yeah, what is it? What's the question, Marshall? Right. Someone facing a few years for knowingly, and the man admitted to, and I get it. You know, when you do a crime and you admit to it, they respect you for being honest and forthcoming rather than denying. I 100% understand that. But I don't think when you're just openly saying, like, I did it, I knew it was wrong, I still did it, I chose to do it.
Okay, Susan said, well, he said more indictments are coming and he would know whoever was talking with him a year ago, and to be careful, your conversation were recorded.
Susan G, I feel you.
So whoever told him a lot of stuff.
Latoya,
Whoever
they
told
should
him,
be.
huh? Latoya have a question?
Oh no, I was just responding. Yeah. Does Kel's lawyers know the government have hired a CI that paid people to lie? Yeah. I mean, even though like they haven't listed him in the indictments and the motions, but it's like still like he played a significant role. If you got R. Kelly's girlfriend, current girlfriend, well, not now, but at the time, current girlfriend to flip on him, yeah, bro, you played a significant role in this case. That's just bottom line. You know, that's just bottom line. It's not like he kind of like showed her stuff and she was like, nah. And then she still was rocking with Kels.
Hey,
It's
you
like
got
she went full-fledged.
You got some new people that came in. You probably need to give them a short form of what we just did.
Okay. Marshall, I think I know what will happen. You know? But basically what happened was I basically just reiterated, went over, read completely in its entirety of what happened.
No, you didn't read it entirely.
You know, minus
you
some
only started.
like minus the beginning pages, yeah. Like the first 20 pages, they're just like explaining what happened. It's just them going back and forth, whatever. But basically, I read the last 20 pages or whatever, and it's basically his sentence, what that the seriousness of the charges that he has to serve. It was initially 51 to 63 months, which is like 4.5, 5 years. But from him cooperating and assisting them with 2 convictions, which is his co-defendants, and then helping out on another sex trafficking, and which is obviously he's helping sex trafficking victims. I mean, come on. They're not.
Yeah, I know who he's been after and talking about.
That's what they said.
Yeah. The other thing too, the question is
that's what happened.
The question is, who did he to me, he's from Chicago, right? That's what he claims, right? He lived in Chicago, and he had an opportunity to get his sentence and lower it. That means obviously it's some shenanigan that went on behind the scene and how he got involved in this. Somebody made some promises. Right. Yeah.
Mike Blow, yes. Absolutely, 1,000%. Absolutely. He said so he he used Angelou to help reduce his time, ? Yes. Yeah. 1,000%.
Yep. It said it. It said it in the transcript.
Yep. He used everybody, honestly, Mitzvah.
You see what Mitzvah said? I tricked you to reading.
Lolo, never.
What did Lolo say?
He said if we could get 2,000 to 3,000 of Larry fans to donate to his commissary $50 a month for the next 15, his debt would be paid off. I don't think is that.
Yeah, you don't want dirty money.
Oh, he's just being funny. Yeah. Hell no, I wouldn't.
I want dirty money. They good. I mean, my thing is, how do you guys justify a convicted criminal action? That's what I don't understand.
He has no merit. He has no merit. Like I just and what kills me, like, like just because you're a felon doesn't mean you can't be assaulted, or you can't have a crime committed on you and that you're a bad person. I get that. But when you have a history of lying, extorting people, not having your stories line up, not being able to corroborate your evidence, I mean, like, all that stuff proves to me that you are a liar. And then not only that, you're a felon, or you're a snitch, or you've been charged and convicted of stalking, and like all these people, and then it's crazy.
Yeah, but look, this is what I want to say to Team Truth. I know you guys are in the bushes, but let me explain something to you guys. You guys allowed this man to get your personal information, even with your Cash App, stuff like that. You allowed him to get your personal information, and because of your hatred for Robert Sylvester Kelly, or whatever you believe that he's accused of, you allow him to enter your space because of your hatred, and now he has the opportunity to use your stuff, the stuff that you allowed him to have. Don't be surprised one day when you're sitting down, all of a sudden the money's just coming out of your bank account. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
Don't be surprised.
Most times people are repeat.
Yeah, they're repeat offender, but the thing is, they so going gung ho because of the hatred and things that they have for Robert Sylvester Kelly, that they keeping one eye open here, but the other behind their back, other people doing certain things. So if he could take information not only from those criminals, but remember there was doctors involved in it too that were not criminals. You remember that? There's a whole big
Yeah, they said majority. They said the majority of them were inmates. So the other ones were, I remember when you actually read the indictment, it said that there was doctors and whatever else,
Yeah.
So
he didn't care about you. The only thing he cared about is making his pocket big. He cares about living in a big house, having a nice car, and bragging about it. So he could care less about you. He used you guys. And so you're just that smart that you didn't even understand this man was taking your stuff.
And not to like bring this up, but he goes so hard on DJ Tyson for Cash Apps, and he's like you have to, like, just because he promotes his Cash App, whatever, and people in his chat choose to go and willingly pay him, you can't fault him for that. You can't fault people in the chat. That's what they choose to do. That's what he wants to do. I'm not judging, but at least it's a legal way, and they're choosing to do that. It's not like he's taking the money from them and scamming them like what he was doing. When you're scamming people and they don't know that you're stealing them, that's messed up. But when someone's willingly giving you money, you can't be mad at that. Shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
I'm just
once the I don't like that he tries to downplay people.
Yeah, exactly. But
he tries to make it seem like he's just so rich, So
on that note, I think if you guys don't have any more questions in regarding to what we read, we did get this information out to you guys so you guys could be privy to what was said in the hearing. Oh,
yeah.
Please do not use my information on this channel, because we work hard to get this information and we did not get it for free. So we do not give anybody any permission to take any content from this channel at all. That's why we have my watermark across this information. So
Mike Blow, yes, bro. Yes. YouTube, they said it in the paperwork. YouTube is his job.
Yeah.
Literally, the judge said his blog is his income. which is YouTube.
But remember the other day, he said, oh, the judge did not say blog. He said the judge said podcast. He did not. He said blog.
Right. He said blog. He said blog. He didn't say the actual name of it, but he said his blog. And he said he thinks he's earning a what did he say? Not substantial. He said a great earning or something like that. He said he's basically, that's his job and he's making good money off of it.
Yeah, he saw an opportunity and he monopolizing that opportunity. The opportunity was for him to get his sentences lowered, to try to get whatever he can. So he hopped on this R. Kelly case. He really did not have a real stake in this, y'all. He made himself, because he was playing R. Kelly music. He loved R. Kelly's music. He thinks R. Kelly is a musical genius, but it's an opportunity. It's him or Robert. So he chose himself. So, and he used the people who had something against Robert and used them to get what he wanted. And that's exactly what happened. There was no real alliance. He was trying to get it for himself. That's it. No real alliance. And do not.
Yeah.
Do not,
and see what. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dom. Sorry.
What really irritates me too, and I asked him. Like I said, I've only talked to him one time, and it was on Randa's page. And I was grilling that ass up, and people kept saying, like, don't ask questions. But I was like, I've never spoke to this man. I wanted to ask him remember I wrote down my questions. I was asking him all this stuff. And what I never understood was he said he played basketball with R. Kelly back in the day. And I'm like, if that was the case, these accusations from R. Kelly have been swirling around for 20 years. 20 years, right? Since 2000, at least since the alleged tape in 2000. So we're in 2021, that's 21 years. So 20 years. So if that was the case and you thought he was this pedophile and whatever, why would you?
I don't like you using that word on this channel. I do not like that.
I know. He's not. I'm just saying that's what he says. That word. That's what
even if he said it, I don't like that word. Just say P. I don't like that word.
My fault. Yeah, P. He said that he's a P word. You know what I mean? And if that's the case and you felt like that, why were you even around in the hoop? If I know someone like that, I'm not gonna. If I think someone's that way, I don't even want to. I'm not gonna be around you. Period. I don't care if it's basketball. I don't care if you're Michael Jackson. I don't care if you're a superstar. Don't care. I don't want to be around you if that's how I feel about you. So clearly, that's cap. He never felt like that. He's doing this because of the gain for him to get his time shaven off. I still think I think he likes R. Kelly.
He sought out.
I think he's still a man and everything.
He sought out the family. He watched the news. He saw what happened. He had an opportunity. He had connections and people in Chicago, and so he inserted himself into the case because he wanted to get some time shaved off, which he did get time shaved off of his case because he told on his co-defendant and he gave some false information. He persuaded. Why do you think he said he had AZ at his house to persuade him? Right after he persuaded, what happened? There's a super indictment that came out against Robert. He had her in his house and in October. By December, there was a superseding indictment, and then she was allegedly added on to this. So that's telling you right now that this man is an opportunist.
I agree.
He's an opportunist. He's an opportunist. He's helping himself.
And it's clear. It's clear. That's what.
Because as you can recall, AZ was not part of the case. She was not. It came after he manipulated and twisted her and showing all these things and said and telling her lies that he lied on her, blah, 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 blah. And boom, turn around. There's a superseding indictment. Go ahead, Dom. Sorry.
Right. And see what I agree with you, Randa, as far as I don't think maybe, but I don't think he I don't think he used Team Truth. I think he really was like he was all in for that particular reason, as far
No, I
as
don't
to
think
get
so.
his
I
time.
don't
Like
think
that
so.
was his MO, was to do
I
it
don't think so.
for,
I don't
you
think
know,
so.
and
Because
so
dumb. I don't think he really was in it. Because he could care less. He saw an opportunity and he hopped on that opportunity. That's it. It was all about getting his time shaved. Because he knew he was going to be indicted from months ago. Because remember,
sure.
they were looking at him from 2016 to 2018. So he knew that was happening. What was happening to him?
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. You know, yeah, like it's again, I just think it's pretty sad that you know, he likes to, I can't remember what I was gonna say, but you know, downplays everybody, seem like he's the greatest. Interesting. You know, you had to scam people. So
Yep, but you just guys, just keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. And that's why Robert Trust, I mean, let me shut up. Let me shut up. I was about to say something, but I need to keep my mouth shut. It's time for me to get off because I'm going to start telling it all.
free kills. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of people who don't
Yeah, I
know
don't know.
getting investigated until they get picked up. No, not necessarily, Randa. You know, if you're doing a crime, there's a hint that they usually tell you that you're getting investigated. You're being investigated, but you're so caught up in that crime that
Crazy, man.
he even said it himself. He even said that he knew he was being investigated. Ain't no hint, Sylvia. Ain't no hint. There's no hint. Well, Larry himself said that he knew he was going because the thing that he thought the guy was doing it. Well, he told a lie. He told a lie about that guy thing too. That the guy was trying to hide some money. He was going through a divorce. Blah blah blah. That was the biggest lie he told. Dom, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Dom, wake up.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I was just texting, sorry. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. And see what's crazy to me is I never even like I came into this and like I started really paying attention to the whole R. Kelly stuff when it was like in 2018, like when the BuzzFeed. I was like, damn, R. Kelly, like I was like, what the hell? And so that's like when I started paying attention to it. And then they were like, oh, Surviving R. Kelly's coming out, whatever. Watched it. I was like, nah, this don't sound right. Then I really started, you know, investigating myself, you know, just doing small research, reading articles, looking at interviews, whatever, and it just didn't add up. So, anyways, I didn't know about this guy, McGee. I didn't even know who he was till like probably like I didn't know when people say he was on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, he was horrible on Twitter. He was horrible.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
he was the masked man.
See, I
and
only
he
started seeing him
so
on
horrible.
YouTube like a year ago.
No, he was horrible.
Yeah, I never seen him. I didn't even.
He was terrible, dumb.
That's crazy, man.
He was terrible.
I just don't see what makes you. I mean, obviously the time. I guess that makes sense. You know, you're getting time shaved off, so you would, of course, you would go as hard as you could. You know, so
Yeah.
Crazy.
You just gotta watch it. You just gotta watch it. Watch those folks. Well, anyway, Dom, I'm about to.
I know, Gucci. I saw that. Randa played that the other day when he said he's a rat too. I was like,
oh yeah.
That dude's a clown.
Yeah, did he not say that?
That
He
dude's a
said
clown.
if Larry is a rat, he's
Boo-boo.
a rat too. He said that.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't see that until Randa showed it on the video the other day. I was like, yo,
attention. He said a year ago that he had lawyers, prosecuted, and all that. Yep, he did, Susan.
That dude is a clown at this point. He's all for himself too.
Oh yeah. But
I don't know if
he's acting like he's for Robert, but his action does not say it.
I'm telling you, step one or red flag number one, like obviously when you're first in it and you listen, like you don't really know, but ever since you I had a clear view and I was out of it and I was just going back to when it started and just looking back, right? Going over the time. And step one obviously was the lying on phases and whatever, right? Step two was when you brought a grown woman, right? A grown woman, but she looks like she was underage to this man. Like, I'm sorry, but you don't do that. Like, the man is charged with sex crimes and you're just gonna just bring, like that just sounds like it was planted. Like, you're gonna bring an underage girl to see how he would act around, or like that's just how I think. I don't know. It just seems like you tried to do some setup shit, in my opinion. And that's why I think he hates DR so much, because he was like, no, like this girl needs to leave. And I'm not defending DR because I don't, like I said, I'm not for nobody in the camp. I'm supporting R. Kelly. That's it. Nobody in the camp. Sorry. But I think he's been planted from jump.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's not like he's been around, it's like.
But you know what? They're gonna claim that we don't know what we're talking about. They're gonna call us a liar too again. But we just prove our point
until it happens.
Yeah, we just prove our point
until it actually happens. Yep. So there you go, Oak Cove. Stop. We have no reason to lie. So
the proof right here in the pudding. Now, if you want a copy of this, you can pay us. Wait to get it.
Right.
We ain't giving you nothing.
Randa, I know, Randa. Randa, it's weird, man. That dude. If this is my guy, my friend, I'm not bringing nobody. It shouldn't be that easy to get around him. Like, I'm just sorry. Like, it's just not, and you guys had like Sylvia, you had the pleasure, opportunity to meet R. Kelly. Like, that's super dope, But on the other hand, as far as him being the friend, he shouldn't have even, not that you guys anything malicious. I'm just saying, I'm going to say my opinion. Like, I think no one should even be, not just you guys, everyone shouldn't have even been around him. Obviously, he was already charged, everything like that. But that's the reason why the man is in the situation he's in, is because people around him are just so, okay, yeah, just come party and whatever.
Well,
you guys didn't do that. I'm hypothetically saying,
Okay.
That's just what I think. Like, I think that it shouldn't be that easy to get around him, and that's why he's in that predicament, because these lying ass women were just just around.
He had easy access to get around
him, and
easy access to him.
Easy access. That's just what it comes down to. Exactly. That's what it comes down to. you know, and then it ruins it for the good people like you guys, you know, or real fans that really that don't have any malicious intent in trying to destroy this man, you know. So that's like, just like with the Me Too movement, I think that these little fake victims and fake accusers, that ruins it for the real victims who've actually really been assaulted and whatever, raped and whatever. R word, sorry, you know. But you know, so it's just, it's too much of that going on.
Well, guys, on
the
18th,
bottom line, they set him up. Period.
Okay, I'm about to leave now. You know how I get, y'all. It's past my 2-hour time.
Okay.
On the 18th. Y'all. He just posted something, y'all. He just posted. He's still. Look, he's live and well, y'all. He just posted something on Twitter. He's still around, y'all. He said, the one we're reading about. He just posted something. He just posted on Twitter. He says sugar honey iced tea with Mr. Mute R. Kelly. So he's still around. He's still around, y'all. He just posted something 6:05. So he's not behind bars yet.
Interesting.
Yeah,
well, I mean, either way, he's going live. I mean, that's cool. It's still not debunking what, you know, we read it verbatim. So, I mean, you know, like, best of luck, bro. What it is. We just read the paperwork, and that's our opinion. You know, you guys always say it's your opinion. Well, guess what? It's our opinion, and we read directly from the paperwork. You can't get mad at us for doing that. So it is what it is.
All right, guys. I'm about to get off. Looks like you guys got a chance to go look at his live. He'll be live in a minute. Well, I just want to say hey and goodbye to you guys. So we kept a large amount in this chat today. So I hope you guys got
people wanted to hear
information. Yeah.
You know,
there was no
people
reason
wanted to hear what actually happened, you know? So at the end of the day, is we said it, you know, and that's what it is. So you guys have a good day.
And, all right, guys, we'll see you later.
Don't let if that happens, if he goes live or whatever and explains or whatever he wants to do, I mean, you can't go by word of mouth, you know. At this point, it's in paperwork, so it's like, just don't believe everything you hear. Actually, just, you know, read.
So. Yep. And this is actually stuff that actually happened. He has been sentenced. It's not a whether, he has been sentenced. But anyway,
exactly. It's not maybe.
And no one is to use anything on this page. My girl will strike you because she's a pro at it. So, all right, have a good. No, she's not an assistant. She's not an assistant.
I was kidding. I'm kidding.
She just knows how to do it. I don't. She knows. She'll strike you down in a minute.
Hey, you mess around. Hey, with Randa, you'll mess around and have your whole page that you done worked 3,000 followers for taken down permanently. Not indefinitely. God damn it, permanently with her.
She do not play.
Hey, me and Randa, the little baby kids. We the two little baby kids. You know, you walk in, they like 6.
Hold on, Susan just put down. Hold on, Susan said, look. Susan said his Patreon said R. Kelly bloggers going to jail, dropping made receipt and recording.
And you know what I'm gonna say to that, Susan G? He's manipulating you again, and he's trying to get you to pay. Because
Yeah,
why
he's
not
trying
just
to
do
get
it on
that pay.
YouTube?
He needs to go
Why
ahead
not
on. You're welcome, honey. He need to go ahead on and take care of that. Oh. Wait, I gotta go, y'all. I got an assignment. Bye-bye, y'all. Gotta go.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a
Dom.
good one.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Dom.
no
Miranda,
worries.
Gucci, y'all got guys. Come on. Bye.
All right, everybody.
Got a
Y'all have a good one.
message. All right, bye, guys.